Summon your familiar, Chise. Hurry, 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 hurry. Well, the episode didn't get that dark and sadistic, but it did have shades of Hellsing. Whenever I hear the word familiar, that's just the first thing that come up in my head now. But what's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of the Ancient Magus Bride episodes 7 and 8 because I missed last week and I feel so bad about that because when I started covering this series from episode 1, I said I would not miss an episode of this series. And if I do, I'm going to do a catch-up just like I'm doing right now. So I'm giving you 2 episodes in this one, so I might be jumping back and forth. But the thing about it is we're into a new arc, this Black Dog arc, and both of these episodes mesh together so well that it did feel like that I'll be talking about one big episode. It just felt like it was a special. That's how well both of these episodes meshed together, fit together, and had one big story as we finally get a big bad in this series. Now, don't get me wrong, I would have been completely fine if this series was just about, magic and it being a slice of life and Chise just learning about life in the magic world in general. I would have been okay with that. But of course, when you're dealing with magic, there's going to be dark arts, of course. There's going to be people that always dabble into the bad side of things, which you already saw. Now with this villain by the name of Carthophilus, aka Joseph. And this little kid, he's on some Naraku game. I mean, Inuyasha fans, what's up? Because it seems like his goal is to create these chimeras and to just keep growing and growing and growing and devouring the world. And even though we're all tired of hearing this, he is a make the world burn type of character. But this series is so masterfully done. I feel there is a lot more to that because he doesn't even remember why he chooses to keep trying to find these vessels and experiment with different things to see what he can create. And it looks like Elias might actually be a product of something he may have done. Now, Elias himself, we get little nuggets of his backstory throughout the episodes, and he's not exactly lying. He's just really good at withholding the truth. It seems like he only tells you a little bit of what he knows, because one good thing, and I think I'll name this as the title of this video, is more than meets the eye, because we just get to know more and more about these characters all together, like the sorcerers, Renfred and Alice. Comes to find out they're not that bad after all. Actually, they were being manipulated or extorted by Carthophilus in order to do his bidding, as far as what went on with the cats and with this episode as well, is trying to find his black dog. Renfred was doing this to protect Alice, because if he didn't, then Carthophilus was actually threatening to use Alice as material for his next chimera experiment. And there was a part in the episode 8 where, Renfred was asking, do you know this kid? He said that to Elias, and Elias was like, no, I don't know him. And we know that's wrong. That's completely wrong. These two had some type of past together. It may even be he probably has something to do with Elias being with who he is, because there's Carthophilus, which is the name he doesn't like to be called, and there's Joseph. Perhaps Elias is a product of his experimentation. That's a hole that this show can definitely go down that I'm interested in learning more about. But overall, the Black Dog, the church has tasked Elias with finding this black dog that's roaming the graveyards, and these dogs, they could be hostile or they could be friendly. They need him to find out which one of the two that they are. And he says that the church basically tasked him to do these things for something they did in his past. Again, he's very good at withholding what's going on with his life. So he tells Chise that, they do this to keep me in check. I made a mistake long ago, and this is how they keep me under wraps. So this black dog, his name is Ulysses, and he becomes Chise's familiar, which was kind of weird because she names him Ruth once he takes over. So it's a guy, his name is gonna be Ruth, but he wanders the forest, and every day he visits the graveyard of his dead sister by the name of Isabel, who Chise reminds him of in the appearance and just her warmth and likelihood overall. And when danger comes, he makes sure that he protected her. And Elias also said that as Chise begins to learn more and more about magic, she will have to take on a familiar, somebody to not necessarily do the dirty work, but be more of her protector, because with her being a slave baby, taking in all this magical energy, if she gets out there and rolls her sleeves up herself, she's gonna exert herself. So she needs a bodyguard. There might be times where he won't always be there for her, and this is a role that Elyssi, aka Ruth, is now going to play. It's the two also have a blood pact. Like if she dies, he dies as well. And this was just a very sweet batch of episodes, guys, all the way back to just like how Chise was able to go into the vision or the past to see what happened to the two couples in the couple in the forest. She was able to do the same thing with Elyssi to find out that his sister Isabel, she died. She was hit by a carriage, which seems kind of weird. I think Carthophilius may have something to do with that, because we see that he actually had her body as one of the chimeras that he created. But she was able to go to the past and just see how much love that he had for his sister. And when she died, he just took it so hard. I mean, he was just like this dog who just came to her grave every day, even still in present form. And he just sits there and just waits for her to come back to life. He's like, she's just sleeping. She's going to come back one day. He just doesn't understand the concept that she is gone. But now that pact that he kind of had with her is now severed, and is now with Chise. And it's very good that he sees his little sister in Chise to make things a little bit easier for him, because it's almost like he gets a second chance to live and protect her once again, and even have a spitting image of it. I mean, it was just very beautiful how this was all done and how he has now become our chimera. But again, back to Renfred and Alice. Again, the sorcerers, you know, I misjudged them. I thought they were bad people, but they're actually out for the same type of things that the mages were. They aren't cool with this Carthophilius guy as well. Maybe just for the fact that he was threatening to use Alice as material, maybe the reason that he was working for her. I would like to know why he went down this path to begin with, to actually work with this kid. But for now, it seems to be that Elias and Renfred are now on the same page. We even get a little bit of bonding between Alice and Chise as well. They're almost two sides of the same coin. Just like Chise, Alice said, Renfred took me in when I had nobody, and because he treats me so well, I'll do whatever I can to take care of him. So you get a little bit of bonding, you get some sisterhood, and you know, it's a welcome change. I would like to see these guys come back, because now that we got this big bad on our hands who just wants to gather things, destroy things, and see what he can make, things are gonna get dark. And let's take the elephant out the room on this one. Is it just me that episode 8 was really dark? I mean, not dark in the sense of it like being evil or brooding. I mean, just how it looked. It felt like I was watching that entire episode with sunglasses on, because it started at the end of episode 7 when Chise was actually hurt by Carthophilius, and we see the true form of Elias, or maybe that's his true form. Maybe that's how he really looks, as he turned to this big monster. You do not want to make him angry, as he has turned to this big hulking being that blots out the sun, especially with him being the mage of shadows. But the entirety of episode 8 was just covered in this darkness, almost as if there was no light at all. And I don't know if that was used to convey that they were just like in a dark in the forest, but usually when they're in the dark, you still can see the characters. But it was it kind of threw me off the episode, because I can barely see what was going on. And most of the times, like if these weren't mystical creatures that had glowing red eyes like the dog himself, I would have been confused of what was going on, because it was just so dark. And it threw it off, but overall, these were still 2 very good episodes. There's definitely some type of past between Elias, or let me look at the name, because I always forget this. Pulliam Mirialis. I'm probably butchered that too. But Elias in the name that he goes by, and it's Carthophilius and Joseph. There's definitely a past there that's not being told. And he mentions that he knows that Elias has done this type of thing before. He says, oh, you care about humans now? Come on, this isn't you. You usually just snatch humans up and use them for your own experimentation. So I'm interested in knowing what's going on between these two, and it seems like this is going to be maybe the final battle of this series, again, because I'm not reading the manga. I don't know if I think it's still ongoing, so I'm not sure how far along they're going to be. When this is over, I'm probably going to pick up the manga, but I'm going to stay anime only until the 24 episodes are done. But I'm really interested in getting into the past of both of these characters, because it seems like it's a lot there that once we find out about it, our socks are going to be completely blown off. But I'm really getting Naraku vibes from Carthophilius. Like, even when Renfrew shot him in the head and said that would stop him from regenerating, only to see him start to form back, it just made me want to go and watch Inuyasha. That's what I'm getting from this villain. But again, I hope it's more to him than just wanting to see the world destroyed. The way this series is going, I'm pretty sure he has some type of tragic backstory that sent him down this road to create these chimeras, perhaps to find some type of eternal life, as it seems that he was cursed to live the life that he lives. So we'll definitely see more about that. In this series, the OST, oh my God, I need the music for this series because they just have so many beautiful set pieces. The music and the song that was playing when Ruth or Ulysses decided to make the blood pact with Chise and they became one, and they said the pact so he became her familiar. That was such a good song, and this series has some of the best music I've heard all year, so we might as well give it the stamp because it's definitely blowing all of my expectations out the water, and I already had a good feeling about this series, and to know that it's just exceeding everything that I wanted for it was absolutely awesome. So guys, yeah, that was episode 7 and 8 in a nutshell. The Black Dog arc, a nice little 2-episode arc as we get more characters involved in this series. Now we have a character that's going to be around for a while, because if Ruth is going to be her familiar, then it looks like we got another companion along with the relationship that we have with Elias and Chise. And I cannot wait for next week. And I cannot wait to dive further into this series, because now with Carthophilius officially being announced and the series having a villain, he might be gone for now, but he's definitely going to be back. But I wonder where we're going to go from here, because there's still a big world to discover, and I don't think with 24 episodes, I just don't think they're going to get rid of him that quick. This guy's going to be around for a while if he isn't still around already. So guys, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's now shorts of content for you to indulge on his channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.